So what exactly did I do this year? Well, kind of a lot and kind of a little at the same time. Between school, working nearly 30 hours a week, doing the youth symphony, it's been a lot to handle, but I don't regret any of it. With school, obviously, I got a lot of education that I loved, absolutely loved. I would not exchange that for anything. I had no clue how much I loved film until I started going to school for it. Every day when I would go to school, I'd just love it more and more because I have such a big interest in learning about film and all the aspects of filmmaking. I just find everything so interesting. And I think that's really important because whatever job I'll be working in the future, I want to know that I'll be interested and happy with it. So it's not going to be just about making money. It's going to be, yes, I do love my job, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. This semester especially, I've gained a lot of confidence as a person, a filmmaker, and thanks to this class, I feel more confident in front of the camera too, which I never thought was possible, honestly. Last semester, I didn't get a lot of chances to work hands-on with gear, probably because I didn't have my own gear, but also a huge amount of that is because my classes weren't hands-on, so a lot of them were writing papers and stuff, which I'm not a fan of. But this semester, I've had my own gear because I bought it. I figured I would need it at some point, so why not get it early and start practicing with it? And so I've got to use my own gear and really get a bunch of hours in with my own gear and get to know everything. Something that I also figured out this semester is that I love acting. Up until this semester, I honestly hated acting because my mom had a musical theater company when I was little, and so being a 4-year-old, I was very intimidated by acting on a big stage with a huge crowd in front of me. It was just all very intimidating. Now that I haven't been acting for years and that I've come back to it in a film context instead of theater context, I really love it. It's a lot more fun than I let myself believe. Something that I also did this semester was I wrote my first script. I've never even touched a script before this semester. Up until this past year, I hated writing, if I'm being honest, but writing the script actually wasn't nearly as bad as I thought. In fact, I let my creativity run so much that a script that was supposed to be 20 to 22 pages actually turned out to be 36 pages. Something else that I did this year is I learned and studied the Dvorak Violin Concerto. If you listen to the music right now, this is me playing the Dvorak Violin Concerto. I've been a musician and a violinist for 15 years, and last year I completed the final level for my online violin diploma, which is called the Violin Performance ARCT. This year, I got to take my practice and studying a little bit further than that ARCT level, which is technically professional. Of course, I'll always have room to grow and learn, which is why I chose to study the Dvorak Violin Concerto. It's about a 40-minute concerto, and it's really intense and very frustrating to practice at times, but it's all worth it in the end because it makes this beauty and this magic that nothing else can touch my heart with except for music. Last semester, my first semester at GCU, I was just getting a feel for the university life. So I was just getting a feel for what it's like to be working and going to university and commuting to school, all that fun stuff that gets really complicated and frustrating sometimes. This semester, I realized that what I'm doing isn't just about my education, but it's more about setting myself up for the future. This semester especially, I tried shooting for the highest quality I could possibly get in my homework projects and my short films. It got very difficult at times because there were a lot of times when my classmates and my group mates didn't care as much about quality as I did. They were more in it just to get the project done. With one semester left to go, I will continue to shoot for the highest quality in my work. I also need to start thinking about a game plan for after graduation. I know that I will for sure be finishing up my violin performance diploma, but I'll need to continue thinking about other things that will better my future. With me being 19 and graduating next semester, I feel a little intimidated, if I'm being honest. I know what to do after I graduate, but it's going to be hard to actually make myself do those things because they're scary. I feel like I'm not as mature as most people at my point in life, and so I'm just going to have to really navigate and tie myself to my goals. That way I can accomplish things and bring out my best quality work. This was my year in review. Thank you for listening.